From the Libby Institute of Orthomolecular Medicine and Research, we proudly present Dr. Alfred F. Libby.
Because this is a small, intimate gathering, allow me to have the opportunity and pleasure of offering a warm hello to each and every one of you. My sincere wish for today is that the information I am going to share with you will prove to be of value to you personally or to someone you know and love. Now sit back, kick off those shoes, close your eyes, and just relax. Now that you're comfortable, let's embark on a journey of information that is going to be unusual for you to hear, yet it may prove to be vital to you or to someone you know. What I want to do during our brief time together is to acquaint you with a product called Super Plus and to discuss with you an adrenal gland hormone called DHEA, pronounced dihydroepiandrosterone. Wow, what a mouthful. The folks at NTT asked me to make this cassette program for you. Since I formulated the product we are going to discuss, DHEA is a hormone, and as such, I suppose we should know just a little bit about what a hormone is. A hormone is defined as a chemical substance that is released into the bloodstream in small amounts after delivery by the circulation, elicits a typical physiological response in other cells. Hormones exert their functions in four broad physiological areas. They are reproduction, growth and development, maintenance of the internal environment, and regulation of energy availability. Hormones are small molecules which have a powerful influence on every cell in your body. Problems occur only when hormones get out of balance, either too much or too little of one, or an improper ratio of one to another. The DHEA hormone that is produced by the adrenal glands has until recently received little attention. However, DHEA is the most abundant hormone in the human bloodstream. New evidence suggests that this hormone is so beneficial for so many different conditions. As it has been known, DHEA can be converted into other hormones, including estrogen and testosterone. Scientists, until recently, had assumed that DHEA was a buffer hormone, a reservoir, if you will, upon which the adrenal glands could draw upon to produce more of these other hormones. However, scientists have now shown that cells contain specific DHEA receptors, the sole function of which is to bind DHEA. One of its functions appears to be to act as sort of a regulator. In other words, when any of the hormones tend to get out of balance, out of harmony with the other hormones, DHEA will act to manufacture that hormone so your health and welfare is protected. As we become older and the DHEA blood levels begin to decrease, this is when we become more susceptible to the various degenerative diseases. There is evidence to suggest that DHEA may be of value in preventing and treating cardiovascular disease, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, other memory disorders, immune system disorders, including acquired immunodeficiency syndrome and chronic fatigue syndrome. DHEA may enhance the body's response to viral and bacterial infections. Perhaps most interesting, DHEA, without question, appears to have definite anti-aging effects. There is also evidence that DHEA appears to be of extreme importance in conditions such as PMS, menstrual disorders, menopausal disorders, and perhaps most importantly, osteoporosis. Blood serum levels of DHEA are known to decline with age. DHEA is the only hormone that declines in a linear fashion in both sexes on a continual basis after age 20 to 25. levels fall to 0.5% in the last year of life. The Superplus product is not the hormone DHEA. Superplus is a natural product that is a precursor to DHEA. The definition of a precursor is, quote, a substance that precedes another substance, end of quotes. In other words, the Superplus product stimulates the production of DHEA. Early in the 1950s, scientists discovered that active estrogen and progesterone-like sterol analogs were found to be present in many plant varieties. In particular, the sterol dioxygen was found to be abundant in wild yams. The problem in using these natural substances, as was soon discovered by the pharmaceutical companies, was that when natural progesterone, the estrogens such as estradiol and estrone were given orally, they were relatively ineffective due to extensive and rapid first-pass metabolism in the liver. Now, what that means in just plain talk is that when the natural estrogen and progesterone from the wild yam plant was taken by mouth, almost all of the active ingredients were destroyed by the liver. This is why I said there will be no similar type product like Superplus on the market, for the simple reason no one else has been able to overcome the problem in having the active ingredients destroyed by the liver. Once the pharmaceutical companies realized this problem, they decided to veer in the direction of making patentable compounds synthesized from the yam-derived plant by altering the chemical structure. This research led to new classes of progesteronal agents with prolonged activity and enhanced oral effectiveness. Such agents are referred to as progestins, but in so doing, chemically altered natural progesterone into such products as Provera, which has numerous side effects. The reason there is so much focus on estrogen's effects in the body is due to the abrupt cessation of estrogen production in the postmenopausal woman. Estrogen replacement therapy has obvious benefits, such as relief of hot flashes, depression, and vaginal atrophy. It is now generally agreed that estrogen therapy retards osteoporosis progression, but does not truly prevent or reverse it. Further, it was found that the bone benefits of estrogen replacement after menopause wanes after 3 to 5 years. After that period, continued use of estrogen is relatively ineffective. It is important, particularly for you younger people, to be aware that age is not the cause of osteoporosis. Poor nutrition, lack of exercise, and progesterone deficiency are the major factors. Testosterone is the principal androgen secreted by the male testes. Testosterone does not experience the sharp drop in production that estrogen does in the body. The amount does decrease with age, so that by the 7th decade and beyond, testosterone production will decrease to approximately only 4 milligrams per day. This decline in testosterone brings with it its own problems, but they are more insidious in nature than in the female. However, in the normal aging process in men, a toxic form of testosterone known as dihydrotestosterone, or DHT for short, becomes the more dominant form. In young men, DHT is metabolized and excreted from prostate tissues, but as men age, levels of other hormones such as prolactin and estrogen increase, causing changes in the prostate's hormonal balance that leads to an increased amount of DHT in prostate tissue. Also, in older men, DHT tends to bind with receptors on prostate cells. This powerful hormone then causes these prostate cells to multiply. Indeed, prostate enlargements is like a benign tumor that keeps growing and growing. Enlargement is known medically as benign prostatic hypertrophy or benign prostatic hyperplasia or BPH. It begins in most men after age 40 and can lead to troublesome and annoying symptoms such as frequent urination, difficulty starting and stopping urination, throbbing, backache, loss of the sex drive, and sexual potency. More serious, of course, is cancer. It is now the second leading cancer killer of men, outranked only by lung cancer. As I mentioned previously, when given orally, the natural ingredients derived from the wild yam plant are relatively ineffective due to extensive and rapid first-pass metabolism in the liver, which would mean a general destruction of the majority of the active ingredients. The problem, therefore, became one of how to formulate an oral product capable of having the ability to detour the rapid first-pass metabolism through the liver. In order to accomplish this goal, I drew on the fact that I have spent a number of years working with amino acids and their therapeutic effect on body and brain metabolism. I knew these amino acids are structurally similar to one another, and I also knew that 85 to 90% of dietary branched-chain amino acids are normally utilized solely for protein synthesis, and most importantly, they share the same transport system in the body. Because these three essential amino acids perform such a special and important function in the body, they are metabolized primarily in the skeletal muscle and therefore bypass the liver, which means that no destruction of the oral wild yam's active products would occur. I am sure you are asking yourself, how is this possible and how can this occur? The answer to that is the wild yam product is chelated. The word chelated comes from the Greek meaning claw-like. Therefore, these three amino acids are extremely tightly bound to one another until their destination in the skeletal muscles are reached. When the Superplus product reaches the muscles, the amino acids separate to perform their normal function in protein synthesis. Thus, the natural wild yam precursor ingredients are released from the amino acids to be absorbed directly into the surrounding bloodstream to become immediately available to the body. The biochemical mechanism is so pure, so straightforward, that the benefits to the system are easy to imagine. As we are aware, when taking vitamins, minerals, amino acids, or herbs, it sometimes requires several months for the full beneficial effects to be realized. When considering any form of nutritional therapy, always think of a large hole in the ground as being the deficiency in your body. Our first job, therefore, is to fill in the large hole created by your deficiency so that all systems can begin to function normally once again. This will obviously take some time and patience on your part. The Superplus product will create a much different situation simply because of the unique delivery system that make the ingredients instantly available for use in the body. I hope the time I have spent with you has been informative for you and your family of friends. I want to thank you very much for your interest, and I hope the information that I have given will prove useful to you or to a loved one. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Libby Institute, we would like to thank you and invite you to contact the person who gave you this tape so you can start on the road to better health.